Kid ain't finished here yet. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. With a good length of Miska, that bow's like new again. A little Zolwood oil and that blade shines like a light. Turns out those old bones still have some spark in them. The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain with frozen faces all around. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got too many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nordy the bird boy didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The core survives as well. Kid does what he has to do. What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this: we have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind, both to him and to each other, for the first time. For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too, far to the east. We could always see the stars, we just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Caelondia. It was good living here for a while. He was born in the Tazzle terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Well, look what we have here. The lost and found. Here, Kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again. All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new. Track down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Dead Orchard. The place is a dead end in more ways than one. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the Orchard core is long gone too. Pith stood for something once, something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods, or tell them off? Kid don't need favors from the likes of Pith. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Popping windbags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved. Worse if Kid tampered with that shrine. Kid ain't found a core. At least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. There's only one way to cinder brick portal. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone. Now the force crawling with blue bags. The calamity was mercy. The windbags ain't so lucky. left to freeze or starve or face the kid. Young and old keep fighting for the fort. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. The calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort. Could have been minding their business underground like a native village. Windbags can't use the marshal supplies, but the kid sure can. As for the windbags, Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. But the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it. So many of those sorry things hold up inside that old fort. Stash of grenades is there for him if things get even worse. The windbags put the kid on notice. Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. Kid ain't afraid to get burned. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Skyways a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zolf was a smoking pipe. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. The memorial. Here, kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Poor kid collapses after just one drag. The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. he had done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. What was I saying? So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Caelondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break. In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. Wait, where was I? All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Kids worked the yard before, but that time he just plain destroyed it. The marshals seemed like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him. Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that. Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste. The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. The riverbank swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core of the hardly noticed kid. Lucky for him, a certain thing is very large as the world. You send some squirts crying home as she leaves. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. But Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, she gets a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break, because the core is right there. Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. Finds weeping Nellie preparing to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for the She's gonna need a little help with all them peggers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. The rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming to starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot as long as they hit something. Too much. just gotta make one last stop. With a last breath, Nellie gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in bigger country. Seems the calamity ain't hurt the Pecker's appetites. They want that coal real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoes them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? 8 whole times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
Dig my hole, you build a wall. I dig my hole, you build a wall. One day the wall is gonna fall. Someday those kids so big that we'll be there before too long. Holding that wall up to the sky. To the sky.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes. They'll be here before too long. We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow Ura again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. Behold, the Pantheon. The Gravers, the arm of justice. They seemed unstoppable. Finders, keepers, stop. If you're feeling low, count on the buttery flavor of our own Bastion bourbon.